Hello, dear viewers, and welcome to our international discussion. Today, it's my great pleasure to have all of you here with us, all together with my co-host, Mark, and our guest, Duncan. And Mark is going to introduce him in a second. But before that, let me just say that today we're going to discuss this historical event, Global Crisis, Our Survival is in Unity. This forum was prepared by hundreds of thousands of man-hours put into it, and unique information was presented, and it did not go unnoticed. It was the people, without spending on promotions, commercials, any campaigns, without using governmental money, without using any sort of budgets, just people themselves, because they understand how important this information made this forum go viral, especially in social networks such as TikTok, for example, which is, by the way, how our guest find out about this forum. So let me pass the word to my co-host, Mark. And hey, Mark, nice to have you here with us.
Thank you, Tali, and welcome to the viewers. Again, as Tali mentioned, hundreds and thousands of man-hours preparing the information that you won't see anywhere else. And one of the people who was inspired by the idea of Creative Society, which is a worldwide initiative of people in 180 countries who understood that we live in a world where there are a lot of crises and no one's going to solve it for us. And so our friend Duncan from Kenya has found out about the project Creative Society, and today he's here with us. So welcome, Duncan.
Thank you very much.
And the first question I would like to ask you, Duncan, what is the main idea that inspired you when you heard about Creative Society on one of the TikTok live streams?
About Creative Society, when I found out about Creative Society and the opinions it has and the objectives it has for mankind or for all the race, and I saw that it goes parallel with whatever I fight for. Me, I'm an indigenous from down Kenya, from central Kenya, but here we are in the northeastern Kenya, where we regularly even see fights. Fights are common between communities. And when I found this platform, I thought it would maybe, and I know that it will elevate me, and I will be in a position to change the way, the perspective of the people, the way people are viewing life, the way people are viewing life from the political angle, the way people are viewing life from the even the environment, the changes in the environment, teaching and giving communication to areas where there is no communication. Thank you.
Thank you. And yeah, definitely. We have so many different initiatives, and very interesting that a forum was going about the same time that it was the United Nations COP27 gathering in Egypt. So we all hear that a lot of stuff is kind of being done there, but the results never been shown to the humanity. And now we know why. And I wanted to ask you, which parts was it that got you the most interested inside of the forum? Was it the first part where the true reasons of climate change were presented, or was it the solution part about creative society and possibilities of our humanity? And also, one thing you told us before that even with your life, prior to seeing this project, you was kind of feeling that you want something like this.
Yeah. That is what I wanted, and that is what I even fight for, even today. even in like businesses, or once you are in business, you find even the Somalis are fighting other Somalis because there is no infrastructure, there is nothing going on. Like now, this government has come, it is like a house, it is just coming to paint, but it is not growing, it is not moving. You find even traders are fighting other traders for positions in the shops. And that is being unfair. It is not even about one person. It is about the community. You fight for the community. You don't fight for just one person. I fight for the whole community at large. I don't fight for my brother. I don't fight for anyone else. I fight for everyone who is around me. And the thing that I saw in this, the thing that made me wanted to be relegated much into this forum is that my opinions were heard that we need to change the way we are teaching our children. We need to teach them love. We need to teach them how you are able to manage anger with that other person, because once you teach love, there is no way I can harm somebody I love. Once you teach love, once you teach giving, once you teach how forgiving, this one will go a long way up. And I told them, I remember sometimes in Kenya, we were running social education and ethics sometimes before, but that education, that subject got scrapped. And now we have youths which are marauding everywhere. They are doing all sides of everything. They are anything that I don't even want to mention. They are even muggings because they have not been taught. And now the parents are not even teaching their children. The children have become lawless. You are just being taught how to make money every now and then. From school, you are just being how to be big, to become big. For what reasons? Why can't you be taught to stay with this other person in a way that it is relatively calm? You will be happy. You share your social and cultural practices together. Now, I can't even remember any social practices that we used to do. The way you used to get together, play games as a community. Now we don't do that. The only thing that has been left in every community is football, and football is everywhere. But we are losing our social structure day by day.
There were a couple of points you made here which are really interesting. And one of the points about football, we really see that people are being distracted as in Roman Empire. We have coliseums, we have UFC, we have boxers, we have soccer, and people being presented this show. There is a major distraction from what is happening with our planet. And they're being divided into two camps, into whether take any country, it's always polarized society is split into two halves, convinced that the other part of the nation is their enemy. And our forum was about unity. It was about showing people that you don't have enemies, and you can have beautiful educational system if you know what you use it for, if you use it to grow up a human with a capital H. So absolutely valid points. And I believe right now, into continuation of the topics you brought up, our technical team has a video, which is an excerpt from the forum itself. And I would like us to watch it and comment on it afterwards. So please, let's pay attention to the video. Thank you.
Today, everyone claims that your future depends entirely on you. But is this really the case? Is your opinion always really considered? Not to mention that simply expressing your opinion today can be risky or life-threatening. If you want to change something in society, how realistic is it to do so? Yes, we can elect those who supposedly stand for the slogans that coincide with our desires. But when our elected politicians come to power, they embody something completely different. In fact, who are we in a consumer society? Rightless pack animals. Let's see how our lives will change in the creative society. The first and crucial difference is that in the creative society, your present and future will actually depend on your choices, and everyone's choice will improve everyone's life. Today, we have a representative democracy. That's when we elect representatives and hand over power to them, and they decide how we should live and manage our wealth, money, natural resources, and our lives. In the creative society, power will be in the hands of people themselves, and they will be able to directly exercise it by making decisions on the electoral platform. Because people will become the legislative body. Every day, people will live more comfortably, more prosperously, and more securely, with full confidence in the future. For example, Anna, a woman of 38, a wife, mother of 2, and employee of a design company. She will have a direct impact on improving society without being a politician. How can this be implemented? With the help of up-to-date technology. A platform is created for considering initiatives, passing laws, and voting. Anna will install an app on her phone or tablet. The platform will allow you to solve absolutely all issues online. Now, Anna's opinion will actually matter. It will be taken into account immediately, since voting takes place right there on the platform in electronic format. The application will be easy to use, simple, and intuitive for everyone. Designed for user convenience and fully protected against the possibility of result falsification. The most important thing is that Anna will spend no more than 30 minutes a week to vote on the platform. She will be able to read the current agenda while sitting in a cafe while her children are playing sports. Simply ticking yes or no next to each question. The app will be available to every adult, regardless of location, gender, or technical ability. After all, every person matters in the creative society. It is absolutely possible to create such a platform, taking into account today's level of technical development. Many effective developments are already being successfully tested in different countries. The use of such a platform will make it possible to get rid of unnecessary intermediaries and move to effective self-government. What is self-government? Self-government is, in fact, direct decision-making by the people. You will make the laws and decide which ones are acceptable to you and which ones are not. Any initiative to improve people's lives will be welcomed. The initiative can be local, state, or global. Experts develop and propose laws, options for solutions, and implementation of what people want. For example, Anna is a designer, so she decided to take the initiative to develop ergonomic and comfortable seating in public transportation in her country. You may be thinking right now, how am I going to make laws? How am I going to understand so much information? After all, I'm not a lawyer. But in fact, there will be very few laws to consider. They will be presented in a simple, clear form and with an obligatory explanation of how exactly it will affect your life. What will guarantee the efficiency of self-government? It's very simple. First, a law on the electoral platform must be passed. It will secure the right of the individual to make proposals and pass laws. It also legislates the electoral platform as a mechanism for implementing such a right. Thus, the individual participates directly without intermediaries in making decisions and laws. Putting the 8 foundations of the creative society into the Constitution and following them steadfastly guarantees the effectiveness of self-government. These are the most basic norms of human and social life. All other legislation must correspond to these norms. That is, it must not violate them. Thus, in the creative society, it would be impossible to make decisions that worsen a human situation or threaten his life liberty, and security. For example, today, Anna decided to meet her friend after fitness and arrived at the restaurant 30 minutes earlier. She set aside this time in her calendar in advance to go to the electoral platform. She checked out what bills and initiatives were open for a vote. And in order to make a decision, she only needs to answer her own question. How much will this improve my life? And give the answer, yes or no. Won't Anna figure out what's good for her? Of course she will. For example, Anna had 2 bills on the ballot: to allow houses to be built at the water's edge or not. The main point of each bill will be briefly and clearly stated with all the explanations for and against. The first bill suggests building houses not closer than 200 meters from the shore, taking into account the preservation of the environment. It also provides for a free passage to the water body with a public beach. The second bill suggests building right by the water. In this case, only a few people get the opportunity to have a house with access to the water, which means there will be no public access to the body of water. Besides, it would harm the environmental balance. Which option do you think Anna will choose? In this way, people will be interested in making their own decisions because it will affect the improvement of their lives. Of course, all the complex issues must be worked out by specialists. Any initiative is first considered from the point of view, how will it affect a person's life? Simple and clear expert offers are developed. You may ask, how will implementation be controlled? It will be simple, transparent, and will be carried out on the same electoral platform. All those who have power over us now, in other words, politicians, will be responsible doers in the creative society, and nothing more than that. They will have no privilege, no exemptions, and no immunity. The law will work the same for everyone. If they fail, they will be subject to recall at any time. When a politician loses power, he automatically becomes a doer. He becomes an employee who is hired by us, the people, and as customers, we can terminate the contract with the employee at any time. The introduction of modern technology, including artificial intelligence, will eliminate corruption and bureaucracy once and for all. There will be complete transparency in the appointment of executives, transparency in the movement of funds, and implementation of projects. All this will be controlled by society through the electoral platform. How will issues be dealt with at the international level, you ask? There will no longer be an international level. Humanity will become a united people. Everywhere, in any part of the world, there will be one law, one time zone, and decent living conditions for everyone. Now we are divided into countries, nationalities, states. In the creative society, national culture, history, and traditions will be preserved, but at the same time will be united. All this will rule out wars and any conflicts. A united civilization opens up a new phase in the evolution of humanity and prospects for rapid development. The creative society is a bright future for every person and for the entire humanity.
How much of an inspirational video it is, right, Marek? What do you think?
Yes, actually, this has shed a lot of light to the understanding of the real solution of our crisis today, because as Duncan said, most of the problems are caused by the politicians to whom we regularly delegate our power, right? So at the end of the day, we people are only needed for the politicians at the day of elections as we give them our vote, right? And then they just do what they want. But this solution is really something that could turn things around. What do you think, Duncan?
Thank you very much. I think we have been very much dependent on politicians for solving our issues. Amicably, they have not been doing that. And it is an international affair because I think even in cases like where there is war, it is all about business by the rich people. And who are these rich people? They are the politicians. Because we see, we fail to understand now, like maybe Ethiopia is still at war, and here it is this tribe and this tribe. But you see, they are militias. They are the militias. The militias are fighting the militias. The villagers are just down there. They are quiet. But the militia from those still villages are coming out to kill the other militias. But you see in the ground there, the people are peaceful. They are in good terms. But because you are fighting, this politician won't even cut a share of anything to give you. This politician who you are fighting for, at the end of the day, he will go and sit beside a pool. He will have his favorite whiskey. While you go and start begging there for scraps. This is something that we need to discuss. And then equality, we need something that, because of creative society, I can see an equality. Because in Kenya here, I'm working as a specialist, as a technician. If it would be in the US or maybe another developed country, I would work for maybe 1 year and maybe even build a house at home. But here I'll have to toil for 10 years, 20 years, and still get nothing, just because you have been caused by this. In America, you hear a garbage man is going for vacation. A garbage man, a garbage collector is going for vacation. And I wonder, what did we do wrong as Africa? And these people are still coming here. If we would be that poor, no one would be even willing to be coming here. But we have the resources, we have the energy, everything that has been done to us. There is no independence that you are given, I believe that. Because if you are being given independence, the IMF is on us, the World Bank is on us, it is giving us this money and is telling me, on condition, you are going to sell this. You are going to use this fertilizer on your farm. You are going to teach your children this. These are conditions. And we are not, these conditions, we are not being told. We are not being told as maybe as Kenyans. It is hidden. They are hidden documents. But we are not enlightened, because if it would be transparent. If the government would be transparent, we would vote against that. I don't think we need laws. We have loans, we have the materials, we have everything. All we want to remove from here is exploitation. And bad
Absolutely agree with you. And that is not only the problem of a specific country. Like, I'm sure if we speak to anyone, no matter how developed the country is, United States, United Kingdom, any other country, Germany, people feeling the same, like they're being exploited. Even if you think about the standards of work, we live by 8 hours work, 5 days a week, which is a standard of steam machine. Machinery. It's 100 years old standard. People not supposed to work with the progression of technologies that much these days. And people don't even think about it this much. You know, the other day I went to the comment thread on TikTok, checking what do people actually say in the comment section about this very video that we just watched. And one of the comments was like, wow, they offer in one time zone for the whole humanity. Why is that? What would they change? I was like, of course, people don't even feel like this is, people don't even consider this, how much it would unite our civilization to even just mentally have one time zone, have just one
time zone.
Yeah, and that's why.
And one code, one universal code, not Kenya 254, not Uganda 256, one code.
Of course, the code of whole human civilization. And here with us, we have another guest from Germany. It's Merve, and she also watched the forum. And I wanted to hear your feedback. Could you please share with us, how was it for you, and what were your impressions? What was the most significant part of it for you?
Hi, yes, I'm from Germany, and I have to admit I haven't watched the whole forum because for me it was kind of scary to see what is happening, and therefore I couldn't watch it all. But yeah, it was just scary.
You mean the climate part of the forum, right?
Yeah, the climate part, the beginning.
It was scary, but on one hand, we have got the chance to look away. But the point is that if we look away, that doesn't mean that these problems don't exist. And this is why thousands of people are working on this, to bring the truth to people, because only if we know this information, only in this case, we can take action, take relevant action that can save us all from what is coming up to us.
Yeah, Mark, if you let me interrupt you for a second, I feel like it's a very interesting topic, actually, that Merve brought up, because in comment section on TikTok, also people, depending on which part of the forum they join, they say it's the most inspirational thing I've seen in my whole lifetime, or it's the scariest thing if they only watch the first hours. So if they only watch the last hours, it's the most inspirational thing ever. If they only watch the first part, then it looks scary. But that's the thing, you have to know the complexity of the whole thing. We only have like 5-6 good years left before the climate goes very furious. So it's better for us to know these things. And another thing that we discussed with our volunteers after the forum was that we presented information about the climate very gently, very softly, and very lightly, not to scare anyone. Believe me, friends, we presented it as softly as possible. But Merve, maybe there was something that you wish that you can comment on, maybe from the whole forum. Was there anything remarkable?
For me, it was remarkable that so many scientists are working on it together through this platform of Kreiva Societo, and that they have been gathering this information for 10 years, I think. So it was incredible for me what can happen if people unite. And yeah, that's why I also thought, if they can do this big of a forum in so many languages, why can't we change something too?
That's absolutely true. And that's why we are here, for you to share your inspiration, because only together, because we need to understand that Kreiva Societo is a project of everyone. It's not like, for example, when we do live streams on TikTok, the people there, they ask, okay, what would Kreiva Societo do in this case? How would they solve this or that problem? And what we need to understand that Kreiva Societo is just the chance. It's just the chance to unite us all. And I think, as you mentioned very correctly, is that if we unite and action in one direction, we can see a remarkable result. As a conference lasting 11 hours, being simultaneously interpreted into 150 languages, which, by the way, is what 90% of the entire planet population speak. So it's really remarkable. And what we need to achieve and what we want to achieve, that this information reaches as many people as possible, because only if people are informed, they can take the necessary action. As our friend Duncan was saying, that many people feel that there's something not right with our society, and this results into, let's say, individual actions. But we also need to understand that no individual action will succeed, because we are facing a global issue, and we can only succeed if we unite. And so I'm so thankful for you to be now part of these international discussions, which can motivate other people as well, right? Tali, what do you think?
Yeah, and I know that our participants have even experience of making videos together on TikTok, making duets, finding videos of people who actually posted something. Like there are videos on TikTok which reach millions of views. So can you imagine one person could inform millions of people about this forum? And there started the chain reaction. And so many people joined. I'm pretty sure that in some countries, people think, oh, okay, most people understand English, so that's it. But no, there are millions of people who only speak the certain language in this region besides English. And they would only understand it if somebody does the translation. And we have so many people who are translating into local languages, which is super important. And one thing in the comments also that you also brought up here is the question of the hero, of a superhero. They say, oh, the things with the climate going so bad, we need Superman or Batman. And I had to respond that, excuse me, but somebody in leather pants and underwear over the pants, not gonna come and not gonna save. It's gonna take unity of all people. Yeah, we're all just simple, regular individuals, but all together we can make a difference. And Duncan, what do you think is the step that each one of us can take to inform people about this forum, to actually start taking action on implementing creative society on legal level, as we discussed before?
At the stage, maybe the stage we are, we ought to find a test position maybe with the less corrupt regimes, the less corrupt countries, or maybe small societies. Because nowadays you need to inform people and even have something to show. You must have come with something cognitive to show. You must have come with something of substance. This is what is being done here. This is what is being done in China. For the last 6-7 months, this is what they have started. Because I think there will be a lot of criticism and energy to make, maybe break us down, the creative society. But we ought to fight more. We ought to make the people know. We ought to post even videos on our social media pages, on our social media platforms. We ought to enlighten. Anywhere you see maybe there is a discussion and you see there are many comments, maybe you can put on a video, because people will pass by there. Let everyone know about this creative society. Let even the government be involved, because it is we cannot say that it is all the politicians are corrupt. They are the ones who will find this as a matter of urgency and relate to the relevant people. This information, giving out information, is the pilot stage. We are at the pilot stage, giving out information. I guess we'll have a test, and we'll continue even. With the climate change, we are supposed to educate people. We are supposed to educate people on matters of climate change, the pollution, everything to do with the industry, the big industries, river pollution. There are volcanoes everywhere. I don't know about that. I'm not a scientist, but we ought to enlighten people that these things have happened. They are in the same trail, and the same trail is the leadership. From the leadership, once we build a structure, the leadership structure, and show the people this is the way forward, no matter how many years it will take, that will be the best for everyone on this planet. I'm happy about this, the application, even the application, the voting application. It is very good, and it needs to be shown even in small parts. It ought to be in reels, in shortcuts, to make videos in short, to show the people so that they can get and even we can get to relay message to very many people. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Duncan. This is very important to inform people in the way that they understand. And I would like to ask Merve. So, two questions. First question is, what is the most interesting thing for you about the project Kreiva Society, and how do you think we should share this information even in a more understandable way, so that people kind of get motivated to know more about Kreiva Society?
And that's a very good question. So the most interesting thing about the project is that it unites really everyone. It doesn't matter what religion, what skin color, and so on, where you're from. This is what I really like, because there's nothing like that I know of, a project that really unites everyone, and it's not based on some religious sect or something like that, like people think sometimes. And also, it offers a unique way of changing our current system. Yeah, and how to bring it to the people in a better way, that's a good question. This is something I also think about, because, I mean, we have all these channels about TikTok and Instagram and talking directly to people, putting banners, wearing the sweatshirts with the logos. But a better way, I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. I'm also thinking about it. So that's why I'm here, also to get more ideas how to do it better.
Yeah, well, actually, that's a very good point. You just brought up that people want to know what to do and how to do. And what I noticed, that many people after this forum started doing something they've never done before. They started posting videos in TikTok with their reactions, with their demand to build a creative society, to implement 8 foundations, make it a self-governing society. And what I was seeing in the comments, that some videos blew up and got so many, like hundreds of thousands of views, even millions. And other videos, when they were like, oh, I want to talk about these things, and then they didn't get too many views or too many likes, and they kind of like stopped doing this. And then I was like, hey, let me encourage these people. Let me write a couple of comments, make a duet video, just repost it on my page. And that got people so inspired that they continued to doing this, because they see, oh, somebody pays attention. But the thing is, we were all watching it anyway. We knew about these videos. It's just about giving feedback. It's just about encouraging people like ourselves that it's really cool. It's like stuff that you're doing is great. Like, people really love communication. So if you're interested in the project, even on our streams, we often see, because we go live on TikTok few times a week, sometimes even twice a day. So all of our viewers are welcome to join us. And we have sometimes people in the comments saying, oh, I'm from London and I'm from Southampton. Oh, hey, we live so close to each other. We didn't even know about it. And we both want to participate in the same project. Let's team up and do some cool stuff together. And
sorry, Tali, for interrupting you, but now I just recalled one thing about our live streams, because there are a lot of people who just joined the stream and they are following the discussion and are writing negative comments. That means, some kind of hatred, etc. But somehow something kind of draws them to watch again, participate again on another stream, etc. And then what we have done once is we invited one of these gentlemen to join us on the stream. And he wouldn't believe it. It was just like a totally different person. He kind of started to behave politely. He was constructive. He was very open for discussion, etc. So there is one conclusion that I personally pulled, is that when people find this let's say comfort of being not seen, etc. So they say they act in a totally different way, as their face is visible, and kind of they get out of this comfort zone. And what what inspired is me to invite more and more people to start live communication, right? Just like Merve said, that when you meet people face to face, it's totally different than when you just write in a chat or you just share information, etc. So I would just like to maybe ask even Duncan. So what do you think? How can we motivate more people to step out of the comfort zone, to kind of invite them being proactive and realize that this is really their project as well?
Yeah, at the pilot stage, I think whatever we are supposed to do now, everyone, when you approach everyone, like as for me, when I approach somebody, I tell him about there is this creative community, because I'm targeting people with mobile phones, people with laptops, people who have connectivity. I'm trying to get to them there. I'm even helping them to sign up for the same. And now, once you approach 2-3 people, it is like they want to profit from the same. They want, are we getting funds? Are we getting consoled? Is there a little whatever? That is what everyone is asking. Funding, everyone is asking about funding. And this being an international organization, which we ought to make it grow. We ought to coerce governments. We ought to hold meetings maybe in the near future, because I want to be a part of the maybe if we have meetings, I want to be a part. If we have meetings in Africa, I want to come, or wherever there are meetings. We want to see how are we going to do about that. The next thing is continuing. It's continuing to just producing more videos in all platforms, in Telegram, WhatsApp group. I know I even do some on my WhatsApp and then status. I do some on my WhatsApp status. We ought to teach these people so much. The key is to show them that we are coming from somewhere. We are coming from nowhere to somewhere. We need to show them that transparency. The government ought to be transparent in their business. And this, I believe if that is one thing that Kenyans want to know, it is that one. They want transparency in their governments, in their deeds. It is like in 2 years' time, a pen would cost 10,000 shillings. That is $100. A mere pen, which costs 20 cents, not even 20 cents of a dollar. And you see now in their audit, a pen is costing 10,000 shillings. That's more. Even my rent, even my house rent is not even 10,000 shillings. It is 8,000. And you hear a pen. This is something that we need to change, because these people are depriving us of the knowledge of whatever they are doing, the business dealings they are doing. We would be at par with maybe European countries. We would be at par, because this is where raw materials come from. We would be rich, I tell you. But because of lack of transparency, we ought to show them that we ought to show the people the negative side of the government, and show them the positive. This is the way it is supposed to be. This is supposed to be shown everywhere. This is the audit, not about the audit. You do an audit after 1 year and then see some billions have been lost, and then you try to retrieve those billions. There is nowhere because of time. There is no evidence. Whatever was damaged. This is what we want to end in this world. I want to feel free. I want to travel to America the way I want and come back. I want to travel in the whole African continent without anyone asking me for a visa or anything. Just imagine the way Americans travel from New York to Atlanta. I can't move from Kenya to South Africa. There are restrictions. These are restrictions that we want to end. We want the whole world to be one thing. because there are no human goats in Africa and humans in America. We are all one. And this creative society, it is acting like a president of the whole world. This is what we want to see. It is an umbrella that is covering everyone in its community, in this community. We want everything that is being done in the whole world, let it be legitimate, let there be no corruption in every country in the world. I would support that, but I would ask, how are you going to face this? Because this is a question I'm asking. How are you planning on your group? So do you have offices? Are you going to create offices because you ought to create offices? We cannot rely on social media transfer, on social media. We ought to have physical offices. We ought to have places where we can bank whatever information, even on paper, hard copy, in every country. But if we just say our office is just located on Facebook, on TikTok, on everything, we ought to, so that we may grow. I think you get me.
Yeah, Duncan, that's a beautiful message. What you said right now is just sounds normal. Like, it's supposed to be normal. It's not just an unachievable dream or to have a unified continent and even the whole world. It should be the normal. Something that we really propose in our fourth pillar of the creative society is to have full transparency into specifically financial things. And then I would like to ask Merve to have some kind of inspirational message to the people who just joined us, who never heard about the creative society. Maybe to share your personal experience, why you decided to overcome your fears and start making videos on TikTok, even though I know you were telling that you're kind of a shy person and it's not common for you to make videos and post online, but you stepped over this inconveniences because you had important message to deliver to people. What made you to step over, and what would be your inspirational message for the others to do?
Well, if you watch the forum, I mean, it gets obvious that it's the only chance to get out of this mess we're in right now with the climate disasters, and which are going to accelerate way more. And once you recognize this, I mean, there are so many other reasons why the creative society is long overdue. But this, it just cuts everything. It's just super necessary. We have to do it. There's no other way. And with knowing this, I mean, that tries to inspire me. At the same time, it a little scares me a little, but it's also helpful to have contact with other participants. It motivates you because you see what they're doing and you help each other, you are in contact, and yes, you're just constantly focused on it and to build something better. And that's why I'm there. And what I wanted to add to, I think it would be better if we do more live meetings. Like, online is great. It's also perfect to get in touch with a lot of people. But we are thinking of organizing something in Germany where we can meet people, also not only participants, but also people that are interested in the project. Because, I mean, after Corona, everyone wants to get in touch again. And it's a different thing when the creative society, when we can represent us in real persons. I don't know if you have noticed, but some people think we are AI because of some video materials, whatever. But so they can see we're real people, we're normal people, we have also normal jobs, and we're here doing this voluntarily just to build a better world. And I think it comes way more across in person.
I absolutely agree with you, Merve. And actually, I realized that we are using internet, we are using all of these social networks for one reason, and this is informing people. But then once we go to the second phase of implementation, then we will obviously need to meet face to face to come up with solutions to implement the creative society in our neighborhood, etc. And I can just share my experience that we have got an office in our town or in our city, where we invite people on a regular basis. So each Wednesday after 5 p.m. We are there, and they can just come and we can discuss, etc. And I truly see that this is a major benefit to see the people face to face, because this is another dimension from just seeing, over the internet. So I really see an opportunity in this, but this needs to be initiated by us, because who else will do it if not us? So I would like to thank you very much for your participation today. I would like to thank very much that you overcame, all of these hesitations, all of these doubts, and I'm really happy that to see new faces, and this just proves that Creative Society is a project that spreads across the world and that inspires the people, because people feel the purity of the project. And our dear viewers, if you would like to know more about Creative Society, please go to all of the social networks. You can see all the information, on TikTok, on Twitter, and on Facebook. And you can even write us an email to info@creativesociety.com. I would also like to encourage you to watch the online forum that you can find also on YouTube and on creativesociety.com, that provides you a lot of information about the project itself. So, Tali, some last words from yourself?
Well, as for our viewers, yeah, definitely check the project. Many people, even participating here with us did not watch the whole conference. I know it's long, it's 12 hours. One of the videos on TikTok, it says, it's long, it's 12 hours, but if that's not the most important 12 hours of your life for next 6 years, then I don't know what can be more important than this. And it's actually not that complicated to break it into a few parts, because we all dedicate few hours a day to scroll social media and do stuff that is absolutely unnecessary and can be downsized, at least for a little bit. So we get to know what's actually happening around the world, and why is it so important to have information, because all our decisions are based on information eventually. And yes, people can self-organize, we can have offices, we can go to local politicians and say, hey, my dear politician, if you want me to vote for you, please implement the Creative Society, and then you're going to get more votes. And then when politicians see us requesting it, then we're going to get into the practical side of implementing the Creative Society. But first of all, it's very important to notify everyone, and just TikTok videos and Instagram and so on. It's great. We can also put stickers on our cars and, just use anything. Go on podcasts, notify the TV host, write articles, have merchandise with a logo. It's endless possibilities. Go to local coffee shop and tell them about it, and offer to put the Creative Society sign over there with a QR code so they can scan visitors. And you would be surprised. I was thinking, even in my mind, I was thinking it might be that they're not gonna, accept me posting some poster in their coffee shop. No one rejected. I went to every store and they all were happy to have that poster, because people support local people. If you have initiative, many people underestimate how much potential they have and how much power if you only communicate to people, because people want to hear from you about the solution, about what do you do, what's inspiring you. So it's really, not sharing this information is stealing from other people. I cannot put it in better words. If you not know about the Creative Society, about the possibilities and not sharing this information, you're just stealing your own future and the future of those people who could live in creative society, but you preventing them by withholding this information. So please don't be greedy when it comes to sharing information about the creative society. Post in comments what kind of topics would you like us to discuss, and share this video all over the internet with your personal impressions. And thank you, our dear guests, for being with us today. Duncan, it's been a great pleasure. Merve, it's been so great to see you here with us. And guys, see you soon on our next live shows.
Thank you, and bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Ciao.